Hello everybody, Nate Mullen, aka The Illuminator. I'm here tonight to show you a couple things. First thing I'm going to show you is a new wiring method. Now everybody knows the traditional wiring methods. The traditional wiring method, and then maybe it's becoming a favorite again, it's called a daisy chain method of wiring, where you would go from a transformer, you would run really a trunk line, okay, and then your fixtures come in and attach to this trunk line. So from day one, it should have been called the trunk method of wiring, not the daisy chain. But that's the common name, daisy chain. All right, then we had a T method of wiring. You would come in from a transformer, you would go to a central point of connection, and then your fixtures would tie into it. Again, probably fairly popular again because of the low energy the LED light bulbs take. All right, so you'd have the daisy chain, the T method, and then of course we had a hub method of wiring, which we went from a transformer to a point of connection, and then your fixtures with a 25-foot lead, right? You know, you would just go back center of the hub. All right, every one of these methods, especially the hub, they were made for halogen lamps, where we'd have no more than 5 fixtures on a run because of the voltage drop and the amperage load. Now we're going to have a new method of wiring, and it's going to be called fixture to fixture wiring. Now, one of the things that I'm always proud of, I'm always proud about keeping up with innovation. And because of the lack of voltage drop, the lack of what the light bulb pulls, which is really 10 times less, maybe 12 times less, from a 35 watt to a 3 watt lamp, we're allowed to go do what things I used to do in the olden days. When I was electrical contractors, we would be wiring up these lights in a T-bar ceiling like this, and I would go fixture to fixture, all right? We didn't have daisy chain or T, all this other crazy stuff we had to come up with to handle the voltage drop. So fixture to fixture wiring is pretty simple. We're gonna go from a transformer. Basically, we're gonna take from a transformer, we're gonna go to a point of connection. And the point of connection is always really good to have, because in this point of connection, we can put a fuse. All right, and there's nothing better than when we protect the integrity of our wiring with a fuse. So we're gonna supply you with a 25-foot of wire. You're gonna take that wire from our transformer to a lighting junction box, right? Low voltage lighting junction box, point of connection with a fuse. Then we're gonna come out. So each one of our fixtures has a 30-foot lead of wire on it. So if you can imagine that every fixture has a 30-foot piece of wire on it, of course this is not drawn to scale, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna determine where I cut the wire. So if this was 15 feet away, I'm gonna cut it at 17 feet. I'm gonna cut it here, and I'm gonna bring over right to my lighting junction box over here. This leaves me, that was 15, this leaves me 15. Well, this happens to only be 15 feet away. I bring it right over here. I may cut this at 2 feet, I make my connection. I have 28 feet here now. Pretend that was 28 feet away. I come down here, and I make my connection right here. And then I can, if this was the dead end, if this was done, I would just cut this off at 2 feet, and I would have a hot tap, a connection for later to check voltage, add a fixture, do whatever I want. But I can do this fixture to fixture wiring method, right? If I would have had, say, an uplight over here, right? And here's an uplight, and I was wiring this loop, I would have came in here. This would have been a 2-foot again. I would have cut it, that would have been a hot tap for later, and I'd come on down and I would do that. Fixture to fixture. Any way you want to go, it doesn't really matter. There's not a lot of rules in the fixture to fixture wiring method. So there's not a lot of rules when it comes to the fixture to fixture wiring method, F to F. And it's kind of funny, I came across this thing over the weekend. I was going over some stuff, and I came up with this when I owned a cabin in Big Bear and it was snowing up for 3 days, and I came up with this slide chart of all the different scenarios and rules that we would have to use a multi-tap transformer all the way up to 22 volts. And it was crazy. So one of my rules is now is 10, 11, 12. And what 10, 11, 12 stands for is 10 lights, okay? 10 lights, LTS, 10 lights. 11 stands for volts, all right? So if we maintain no more than 10 lights, we will get 11 volts, basically between the 10 and the 12 stands for 12 feet of wire, okay, per fixture. So 10 times 12 is 120 feet of wire, fixture to fixture, fixture to fixture. So 10, 11, 12, 10 lights, I maintain 11 volts at every fixture, and I've got 120 feet between the first fixture and the last fixture, all right? Pretty simple. So it's kind of funny, if I was to go over here and I was gonna look at 100 feet, right, 50, I'd have to use a 15 volt tap or 16 volt tap. But we don't have to worry about any of that type of calculation anymore. 10, 11, 12. So I quickly and sloppily probably drew a quick little plan right here. House, tree, 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 a planter. So assuming that was the transformer, what would happen is you're going to come in here, and if you remember, I'm giving you 25 feet of 14.2 already hooked up and attached to the transformer. You're going to come out with the supplied lighting junction box, lighting, low voltage lighting connection box, all right? And you're going to come and you're going to figure out, and you're going to go, okay, well, let's see. Quickly, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Path lights are basically free because they only pull at 1.5 watts. So 11's not a problem. So I come here, I got that 30-foot lead, right? I cut it, I bring it into my junction box, right? I take the other part of the lead that I've cut and I go over to this fixture. And I just continue on. Now what I would do is I would come here and I would cap this at 2 feet. That gives me an auxiliary tap to come out later. And I come over to here, right? This guy comes over to here, and it basically just keeps following like this all the way down, and it's as really simple as that, okay? I could pick this guy up here if I wanted to, because the path lights are technically free, because they don't pull anything, and that really is what it is. This is within 120 feet. I do the same thing, right? I just come in here and I tag this, and I just keep going like this, right? This would have a cap on it. Come over to here. This guy can come over to here. This can be capped off. I can bring this guy over to here, and I'm done, and that's capped. It's the most incredibly easiest wiring method that I know I personally have come up with, and I'm just blown away on how easy it is. And when you maintain the rule of 10, 11, and 12, it's crazy. Now you'll find out for yourself that, you know, it's all math. If you had to go out and double the distance, this could be 5'11" and 240, 5'11" and 24, right? It's all math. All right, so we want to recap what we just did here when you think about it, and the fixture to fixture wiring method and the advantages. For the most part, there's always an exception. You're never going to buy 12.2 or 14.2 again. We're supplying you 25-foot lead from the transformer, and you're using the fixture to fixture wiring. So you're actually using the wiring that's supplied on the fixture, fixture to fixture, no wiring that you're buying. Again, I may have said this before, one of my best friends, Vince from Page, pretty much hates me right now. No critical 3. In the old days, I would tell you, there's 3 things you critically got to do on a job. You got to check the primary amps, secondary amps, and you got to check the voltage of the fixture. You maintain my rule, 10, 11, and 12. You don't have to ever do the critical 3 anymore, because you're going to already be in the parameters of my new Intelligent Plus Powermatic transformer, all right? There is no transformer hookup. You're getting supplied with a 25-foot lead. You hang it, use my rock, you don't even hang it, you put it in the ground. What does this mean? Less labor, less money, less callbacks, all right? So it's a better system at a better price. Anyway, again, I hope you try it. You can always call me, 760-580-4980. Give you more detail. Thanks.